All verse rising, my soul family, all verse rising. With this topic, I'm going to tell you all of these women of all nationality groups that are living in Monroe, Louisiana, in sterlington, Louisiana, they always going to be approaching bad boys first. And they always curve and diss a lot of the spiritual, soulful, vibrational males out in sterlington and Monroe, Louisiana. These are all facts, and it's a very sad disgrace. Because look, man, when those demon energy vampire deadbeat spirit bad boys are out in public in Monroe, Louisiana and sterlington, Louisiana, where they at some type of mall or store or at a particular college or at a job place, man, bro, a lot of them females of all nationality groups, especially the girls that are melanated nationalities, when they see a bad boy in their presence, they easily notice that bad boy, and they're gonna approach them, and they can know that bad boy is full of shit out in sterlington, Monroe, Louisiana, but they still choose to operate with him because a lot of females in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana, they see bad boys as one of the girls, which is the reason why they always give themselves to bad boys, and they be complaining every single day to their girls, whether it's on social media or not social media, that this bad boy had disappointed her. And she knew that he was never emotionally attracted to her. That bad boy was gonna drain her fucking energy because he was a demon the whole time. Look, man, my experience with girls out in Monroe, Louisiana, for example, man, every time they saw me, they act like they didn't see me, but they didn't approach me because they knew I was a spiritual being. Because I was a spiritual gem. I was a spiritual gem of the multiverse. And that intimidated a lot of those one-track mind, soulless, vibrational girls out in some Monroe, Louisiana. Man, bro. You know, a lot of females, let me tell you something right now. I can give you a visual picture. Let me give you a visual picture of how girls in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana are. Now, let's say a girl was outside talking on the phone with whoever she talking on the phone with. She got a bonnet on, she barefoot, wearing Adidas joggers and all that stuff. You know, typical girls out in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana, right? Let's say a girl was wearing all that, right? A girl's out in her neighborhood. She could be out in her neighborhood, right? It's in sterlington or Monroe, Louisiana. She talking on the phone with somebody. She sees this dude who is very vibrant. He's very vibrant in personality, vibrant in intelligence, vibrant in the way he wears his outfits. He's just a whole vibrant spiritual being. And females out in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana is gonna act like they don't see that spiritual dude. But a lot of girls in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana, when they see a bad boy, he could be the most tore up looking person in the face, and they still gonna get with him because why? Bad boys, demon bad boys that are deadbeats, that just makes a lot of females' vaginas wet out in Monroe and sterlington, Louisiana, especially with those European Caucasian girls and those melanated nationality girls. Like, real talk, I'm speaking facts. Like, seriously, man. Like me, you could see with the way I dress, right? The way I dress is like something that girls out in Trinidad would be loving. And it's interesting because I got Trinidad colors out right now. Shout out to my soul family out in Trinidad. That's my nationality lineage too. Yeah. Trinidad. Let's go. But back to the topic. You know, me being a vibrant person, you see this, man. Like, you know, a lot of females that have lived out in Monroe, Louisiana and sterlington, Louisiana, they wasn't used to a guy like me. The way I dress, like, I was just something that they never saw before. They always act like they never saw me because I was a soulful, vibrational, spiritual being. This is my point. You know what I'm saying? And this whole thing about like if you dress good and all that stuff, that makes females come to you. Well, let me tell you, that shit is all lie. That's bullshit. Because at the end of the day, it's all about them vibrations, man. Like a spiritual dude that's like logically and emotionally, spiritually intelligent, and he don't fit in the matrix, and he could dress good like I dress good, the females still won't want him. The females still don't want to get with him because he's a spiritual being. He don't carry that demonic bad boy deadbeat frequency that a lot of the girls like out in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana. And yes, every female that you see in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they have been ran through by so many bad boys. A lot of girls out in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, especially in ULM, they have been ran through. A lot of those girls that be working at those nursing homes and police stations and fucking any job there is, any job in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, a lot of these damn females have been ran through by so many bad boys because that's all the fuck they like. It's a damn disgrace. You know, when it comes to us spiritual dudes, you can compare us to like an owl. You can compare us spiritual dudes to an owl or any animal that's not very noticeable. Because the animals that are not noticeable are the most exquisite, eloquent, vibrant animals in the animal land. Like, come on, bro. Like, me, you can compare me to an owl and so many animals that are not noticeable. You know, spiritual. That's how, you know, us spiritual dudes. You know, if you put spiritual dudes out in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, guess what? Those females out in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they're not gonna notice the spiritual dudes because it's gonna be like the females could like be walking past a spiritual dude, treating him like he's some type of owl or some type of mystical animal that they cannot even notice and see because they don't. Females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they don't have no spiritual eyesight. You know what I'm saying? But females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they be noticing bad boys. They notice bad boys like they be noticed like the animals that are noticeable to everybody on the planet. You know, bad boys bad boys can like be compared to like animals that are like highly noticeable. Cause you know, bad boys and bad girls, they're highly noticeable. It's the fact. Any girl that you see with a dude in Monroe, in Sterlington, Louisiana, she's always hooking up with a bad boy. She's not hooking up with no peace to the gods and goddesses of the multiverse type of dude. She hooking up with the bad boy that's gonna leave her to be a single mother. These are all facts. Females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, man, they'll literally curve and diss a spiritual dude that's like a next door neighbor to them, but they'll hook up with a bad boy out in Monroe, Louisiana, that's not a neighbor to them. These are all facts because so many girls did this to me. So many girls did this to me, man. When I was like neighbors with some females out in Monroe, Louisiana in the past, they dissed and curved me because I was a spiritual dude. Because my soulful vibrational frequency was too godly and too intimidating for the soulless vibrational asses. And those neighbor females, they would go sit there and hook up with bad boys that don't live close to them at all. But that's all I gotta say, man. Females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they notice bad boys before they notice spiritual dudes. And females in Monroe, Louisiana, and Sterlington, they always gonna approach bad boys, and they always gonna diss and curve a lot of these soulful, vibrational, vibrant, spiritual dudes. Because females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana, they're soulless, vibrational beings with dead personalities. They don't have no mind, heart, and soul. So fuck all these damn females in Monroe and Sterlington, Louisiana for passing up on spiritual dudes.